Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video we'll be making this beautiful organza top with ruffles on the sleeve and on the front. For this tutorial we'll be using this organza, floral organza fabric to make a top, and I'll be using two different pictures that I saw online. I was contemplating on what to do with the styles, so I decided to merge the two tops together to make just one outfit. Okay, so we'll be using those two for our outfit. First of all, you use your basic bodice pattern, so we are going to keep this aside and draft our pattern. I've already drafted it. I just did the outline. This is our chest line, our waistline, and our blouse length, and this is our shoulder and shoulder slope. This is our shoulder slope, 1 inch. Then the neck, I use 2 inch for the back and 3 inches for the front. Okay, so this is the front and the back. I want to cut everything on one pattern. When cutting out the back, I will add the zipper allowance for the back. Okay, so let's do the armhole. So for the armhole, find the midpoint of the chest line, and to get the chest line, remember you divide your bust, divide by 6 plus 1.5. okay, that is what it's going to give. That is what will give us our chest line. Okay, after dividing it, you insert this line. After inserting the chest line, you find the midpoint now from the chest line to the shoulder slope. So what I found the midpoint of mine, and I came in by 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to use that, but before doing that, you are going to insert your measurement. So the bust measurement I'm using is 10.5. so you use the 10.5. after dividing my bust measurement, what I have is 10.5. then you are going to connect this 1/2 inch to this point. So from this point down to this point, you are going to connect it this way. Okay, and you are going to connect it this way. That is what we are going to do for our front. So we've gotten the front. The next thing you are going to do is insert the back. For the back, you are just going to mark the normal line that we have. That is what we are going to use for the back. Okay, so we've gotten our back. Then what you do next is insert your waist measurement. The waist measurement I'm using is 8.5, and I will just mark my 8.5. then after dividing my waist measurement, what I have is 8.5. so I inserted it. Then the next thing you do is to add your sewing allowance and your ease. So I'm using 1.5 inch sewing allowance and ease. The ease is 1/2 inch, then the 1 inch is for the sewing allowance, but you can just leave it like that and just use 1 inch for yours. So what I do here is I carried my chest line and I inserted it on this point. So I have 10.5. I mark my 10.5 here. Then I inserted my 1.5 inch. You come here and you insert your 1.5 inch. Connect the lines. You see, it's just so simple. And because I don't want to add that or anything to the top, this is my top. Okay, this is the length of my top. For you to achieve the length of your top, you are going to insert it to where you want your top to stop. Okay, so that is what you will do. So I'm going to cut it this way, because this part I'm going to use to fold it in when I'm folding my top, and for also when I want to use my interlocking machine to lock the top. First thing is we'll cut our back. Remove the back measurement. For the wideness of my shoulder, I use 3 inches. Okay, so for this part now, you are going to add 1/2 inch. Can you see it? 1/2 inch for the shoulder. I've added the half an inch for the shoulder, and we've added the sewing allowance for the top. So what you do next is, if you don't want it to just remain straight, you are going to give it a bit of curve. Okay, you are going to give it a bit of curve. Take your curve ruler and you just go up a bit and give it a curve. Okay, you've gotten it. What you do next is to place it on your fabric and cut out the back piece. After cutting out the back piece, remove the armhole and the neck, then cut out the front. So we've gotten our bag. The first thing you do is to secure it with a pin. After securing it with pin, then you cut out the back. So this is the two piece for the back, and this is how it looks. I'm not using lining for mine. I'm going to wear inner on it whenever I want to put it on, so there will be no lining, but you can lining it up if you want lining on yours. Okay, so let's separate the front and cut out the front. In our front piece, this is our front piece, and we're about to start. What you do next is, remember I said we are going to do something unique. So for the front piece, I'm going to cut out a piece. I want to attach it first before I start sewing the shoulder to shoulder and joining the neckline. So what I'll do now is, I'm going to take the total measurement. What I have is 20.8. so I'll take my piece of fabric. Take your piece of fabric and fold it into two. Can you see what I'm doing? After folding it into two, we are going to come in and to get the total. What I have is 25, and I'm going to leave it that way. So for the wideness is going to be 4. So when you fold it into two, it's going to give us 5. It's going to give us 1.5, because we'll be folding in 1 inch. Okay, so it's going to give us 1.5, and we'll be having 3 inches. We'll be having 1.5 after folding it. Okay, so take it this way and mark 4 inches to the end, and we're going to cut it out. This is the one we are going to fold. When you fold it this way by stitching it, you stitch it to the end and open it up. When you are done opening it up, it's going to be like this on the shirt. Then this one, we are going to cut more of it, because we are going to fold it into two also, and we are going to gather it this way. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? So we'll gather it and we'll pleat it on top of this. So it will be pleated this way on top of it. Can you see what I'm doing? It's going to be pleated this way. So you stitch it from this end down to this end. Pleat it. You go to your sewing machine and gather it at the middle. So after folding it this way, you open it up and gather at the middle of it. I'm going to show you everything. I just want to explain it. So you can cut more than one piece. So I'll be cutting 2 pieces. That is what we are going to add here before attaching it to the front. Then before attaching it to the front and sewing the shoulder to shoulder, turning the front. So this, we're keeping this aside, and we are cutting double for this. So we have 2 pieces for our gathers. So you fold it into two this way, stitch it and sew, then open a bit, open just like 2 inch or 1 inch, open it up and turn it out. You do the same thing. So you are going to join this piece to this piece this way and stitch, then you open it up. Then I want to cut out the interfacing, what I'll be using to turn my top. I don't like leaving it that way, and also I don't like using bias for my top, so I'm going to cut something very small for it. At our sleeve, we are also going to attach we're going to do this as a gathers round on the armhole of the sleeve. So that is what we're going to use for our shirt. I'm telling you, this is so different from what you've made before, and it's so beautiful. It's going to come out so pretty. So I fold my fabric into two, and I want to cut out the sleeve. For the sleeve, let me keep this aside and explain with one. We're going to do the same thing that we did for that upper part of the front. So you take it this way now and stitch it. Okay, so you stitch it to the end, and after stitching it, let me pin it and illustrate it for you. So I'm just going to use a pin and so that I can illustrate what I'm saying. So after you stitch it now and it's folded this way, you are going to stitch from the middle. From this middle now, you are going to stitch it with your gathers. You increase your sewing machine to the highest, and that is what you are going to use for your gathers, and you take it down to this part. When you are done, you take your sleeve and you are going to pleat it on top of the sleeve of your armhole cuff. You are going to pleat it this way. Can you see the pleating I'm doing? So you pleat it this way and you stop at this part of your sleeve. So when you are done with that part, on this down part of your sleeve, you're going to fold it into two. You're going to hem it a bit. So you close it, hem it this way, fold it into two and hem. After hemming it, stitching from this end down to this end, you will now fold it again and add elastic. That is what is going to give us that gathers, that puff for the sleeve armhole. Okay, so I'll show you the step by step on how to make those beautiful top. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the front. Take my 3 pieces of the front, turn it, then do the gathers on it and stitch it on the front. Okay, then I will show you what to do next. I've attached it to the straight band that I made, so you are going to place it in the middle. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? This is the midpoint of these two, shoulder to shoulder. You're going to place it. So after placing it, take your pin, you pin it so that it will be secured. You pin it and pin it down. After pinning it down, you take your hemming gum. From this part, you're going to place it to this part. Okay, so in between the midpoint, then you take it and you're going to place it, because we're going to iron it down. Okay, we'll be using the hemming gum and we're going to press it to the shirt. So just pin it this way for it to be secured. Can you see it's in the middle? Do the same thing to this other part and pin straight in the middle. Then when you are done ironing it, you are going to stitch this side. You see it from, you open this side and stitch it to the end of this other part. Then you do the same thing, opening up this other side and stitch it from this point down to this other point. So we're not going to stitch the middle anymore, it's going to be this way. So you just stitch this side, open it up and stitch both sides, open it up and stitch both sides. So if you are done and you find out that you don't like it this way, you can do something else. You can turn it and put it on the side, you can put it on the middle, you can put it on the waist. It will be like a belt on the waist. So you can just do different things for yours. Okay, you can also this is how the sleeve will look like when you've attached it. This is how it's going to be. It's so cute. So this will be our sleeve, and this is the front part. Okay, so I've joined the sides together, and this is what I have with the sleeve. Okay, so
take it to your sewing machine and sew the two sides after ironing it. Then
so
also join the shoulder to shoulder together of the main piece.
This is what I
the
did before. I just wanted to show you how it's going to look like.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to turn
it. This is the one
your
that we're going
zip
to
in
gather
another
and
way
attach
instead of sewing the zip together, and I'm going to show you what to do for the
so
ruffles
the first
on the
thing
sleeve.
you do is you are going
After
to join the sleeve.
joining the shoulder to shoulder, use the lining piece to turn out the neckline. Then I'm going to show you how to join your sleeve.
After joining the sleeve, you take this piece and you are going to gather it. After you've gathered it, you take the sleeve now. Can you see the sleeve? And you are going to stitch it this way. You're going to open up this part. You open it up a bit so that we'll attach it. And also attach the gathers to the sleeve before joining it. Okay, so you can do it either ways. So take it. Can you see what I'm doing? You come down by 1 inch. We are going to do it this way because we are going to attach it now, this part, to the dress. So you come down by 1 inch or half an inch. So it all depends on how you want it to be, because when you are done, it's supposed to close it up. Okay, so don't give too much of a gap when attaching your ruffles. So you do it this way. This other part now, attach it to the other side of the sleeve, then pin it up. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Then these ruffles now, we are going to pin it round. So do it this way. I've pinned it. What you are going to do, you are going to start stitching from this part. You see the space that I gave, 1 inch, right? So I can increase it in case I want to. I can move it forward so that you can do it this way to reduce it not to be too big. I don't want the gap to be very big. Okay, so you stitch on this point. You see this middle, you are going to stitch on the middle round to this other part of the sleeve. Okay, so you stitch on the middle and you see the inside. Can you see the inside? This is how it's going to be on the inside. Okay, so this is the space that we are giving. This is where we are going to attach our top to the sleeve. Okay, I'm going to do that now and show you how it looks. I'm through with it, and this is how it looks. It's so pretty. So this is the inside, right? And we are going to stitch. This is where we'll be attaching our sleeve. So before I close this part, I want to tell you what to do next. We are going to fold it this way. Can you see what I'm doing? Fold it this way and pin it. Then you come to this part and fold it this way and pin it also. So this is it, right? So you are going to come in and you are going to stitch it because we are closing the sleeve now. So we are going to stitch it from this end down to this end together, and it's going to be this way on it. Okay, it's going to be this way. So the part of the sleeve is just going to be, so don't stitch in this part. I will show you how to attach it to your top. So this is it, and this is how it's going to be. Turn it over. Can you see what I'm doing? And open it up this way. Open it up this way, and this is our fabric. We are going to join front side facing front side. You come to your armhole and you open it up again. See, open it up this way, then you attach it this way. When attaching it, we're going to, when you're attaching it, what you do is you fold this part. Can you see what I did? You fold it and you attach it. So it's folded now, and I'm going to attach it to the top. This is it. It's so pretty, and this is the front. So this is the wrist side. I used my elastic and did it this way. You see it? So I just, this is it, and it can come out and it can wear it in. So I cut it out. That is, this is the length, and this is what I used for the wrist of the top. So when you are done with this part, I'm going to do an illustration on the zip, because the zip I have now is not nice, so I'm not going to be using it. Before I post the video, I'll be using another zip for the shirt. This is a different method of attaching your zip to your shirt. So what you do is you take your zip, open it up. After you place it, you are going to open it up, and you are going to fold it the way you fix your normal zip. Instead of fixing it this way, lining and main fabric together, then tacking on top, you are not going to do that. I find it sometimes it's quite tacky, so I don't find it professional. You are going to take it and you are going to fold it this way, okay? Because the zip color is different, that's why I'm not using it. This is the color of zip I have at the moment, so until I'm able to get a new zip for the top, I'm going to use it for the top, and that is what I'm going to show you at the end of the tutorial. I'm going to use the zip that matches the fabric before I post it, okay? So what you do now is, after you've pinned it to where you want it to stop, you are going to stitch it, and you are going to fold it in this way. When stitching, you are going to take it, and can you see what I'm doing? Fold it in on your sewing machine. Use your zip. Let me show you what I mean. What I used to make my zip is this zipper foot, okay? So I have this left and right footer, and that's what I use to make my zip. So what you do is, when you place it on your sewing machine, this is it, right? You are going to stitch it and fold it in this way, and stitch it down to where you want your zip to stop. So after stitching it, now you are going to take the fabric. You are done with this, right? So you take it and you fold the lining this way. So this part now is going to come this way because it's not needed. So you take it and you fold the lining and you pin it up. Can you see it? You are going to start sewing from the lining. Now you sew it down to where the lining stops, okay? So when you sew it down to where the lining stops, this is just an illustration, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to make another video and show you exactly how I made it. So after you've gotten to that place that the lining stops, you can just leave it. If you've not locked the lining, you can leave it a bit and stop a bit, okay? So you stop like half an inch or 1 inch so that you can lock it. After locking it, it's quite simple. So this is it. You are now going to open it up this way, okay? So when you open it up this way, can you see it? It's so pretty. So the inside, and you are going to have exactly the same fabric in and out, okay? So you just stitch it, then lock this part, and you do the same thing on the other side. So that's basically how to do your zip. I just don't like this color for mine. I prefer green. I would have just used it. So that is how to attach your zip in a different way instead of the normal method that we use. So you zip it. Can you see it? So you zip it now, and you see the zip. Can you see what I'm saying? Everything is locked and everything is so pretty. Okay, so do that for yours. Okay, so this is it. This is the inside that I was talking about. Can you see it? This is the inside I was talking about, and we are done with our top. This is the end. I added the elastic, and the ruffles are so pretty. I love them so much. Okay, so guys, I really advise you that whenever you're making a dress or a top and you see something that you like, I advise that you be more creative and add your own unique style and pattern to the dress. Okay, thank you so much. Please guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed, and if you subscribe, click on the notification bell below to get notification, and comment on what you think about this beautiful organza top. Thank you so much guys. Bye guys.